Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. We're back with another one. DT, just Jerry. How we doing, fellas?
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. What's good? What's good? What's good, fellas?
Happy Wednesday. It's been a long time. We missed a couple. We back though.
Yeah, we here, man. We here.
Without a dope beat. Step two.
We back like high interest rates. Was good.
Whoa! You to go for that one.
With that being said, Lance, are they still with us?
Oh man, here we go.
You still don't know about real estate? You don't know whether to jump in. You don't know if you ain't got the right mindset. You don't know if it's the right time. H.G.R.G got you. We just dropped the ebook. Go check it out. It's in the description below.
Here we go. They still with us. They still rocking with us.
Are you subscribing to the channel? Because if you're not subscribing to the channel, you must do it now.
Don't take much. Just hit that little bell. Hit that little.
Subscribe to the channel, man. We out here giving you good content, man. Let's go. Happy Wednesday, man. Light it up. What's good?
Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Listen, like, subscribe, share. All that stuff works for us. All that stuff. But you already know, guys, we real estate based. So we're going to learn to take stuff that may not seem like it's real estate based and turn it into real estate based stuff. So I'm going to tell you this right now. We're about to show you a video. And I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to let you guys look at it. But we're going to get to a video where my man was done before he ever started. He was messed up in real estate before he ever owned. He's trying to go back before he ever went forward. So I'm going to show you this right now. Let's get straight into the video, and then we can come back and we're going to give you our outlook on it and our takes on it, and then go from there. Straight to the video.
I'm not going to believe this. Why can't I get my house? Why can't I get my house?
I prefer no camera, but what I'm reading here is that in 2000 that there was a eviction.
In 2000, ma'am, I was born in 98. They would have made me 2 years old. So how do I have an eviction when I was 2?
Lord. Listen, I do understand that there are just several factors that we look at here, and there, with the eviction, and then there's a repo in 2008. I'm not.
Ma'am, I would have been 10 years old. Oh wait, so me and my girlfriend trying to get a house so I can move out of my mama house. So I'm trying to see. So mama, please explain to me. Please.
First and foremost, calm your voice down while we in this room here.
But mama, please explain to me how I got an eviction. How do I have an eviction when I was 2?
I don't think you understand, ma'am. And while you over here trying to judge me and everything like that, reading off everything, you don't know what happened to us. Okay?
Your frustration.
But man, you're supposed to be helping me co-sign, and I find out I can't even get a house because of you. Why is all this stuff in my name?
Calm your voice down now.
Hey now. All right.
So now that you see what happened here, I mean, my man looks like he's ready to buy a property, sitting in the office, and here with Mom Dukes, realizes, wait a minute, what is this on my jacket?
I know this so well, man. I know it so well, bro.
I never committed this crime here that you committed that you're here accusing me of. I don't understand what's going on. What are you talking about? An eviction? An eviction? How? My man said in 2000. I was born in 1998. I was 2
years old.
Mom, I was 2. No, so he right then and there. The feeling that his mom has, the feeling that he has, and not only that, the person that's in the office with them, I can only imagine how awkward that moment is, right? That you're delivering that news. And now this gentleman feels like his dreams are crushed because now he didn't realize he wasn't starting at 0, he was starting at -5. And now all of a sudden you got to figure out to get to ground zero to now break ground after that. See what I'm saying? So with that being said, just Jerry, what's your first thoughts or what comes to your mind when you see a video like that?
My first thoughts
It's
is
fake.
it could be fake. It could definitely be. It could be. It could
See,
be.
first of all, DT, it's not. First of all, wait a minute. It is not your turn.
I'm
All
sorry.
right,
I
I'm gonna
just
get
never
to you
been
in a
a
second. Thank you. Come on,
my
come
part.
on,
I'm
man.
sorry. I just never been good at
Yeah.
following rules. Sorry.
Go ahead,
It can be fake though, but I'll tell you this though. Once I saw the video, it's our culture, man. That's our culture. That is our. I'm sad to say that is what happens in the neighborhoods that we come from. That they will demolish their name and their kids' names just to get over on the system, just not to pay a bill, just not to be responsible. Because if you use the light bill, and it went to $400, you said I want to pay the $400. I'll put it under my kid's name, and now I'm back to zero. But then you still do exactly the same thing. You got a $400 light bill under your kid's name, and you just pick another kid.
Mm.
This hits home because it happens to the circles and be the circles around me, the kids, the grown-ups now. It happened in my culture, so in my backyard. So it hits home for me. This really happens though. This really It could be fake. This video could be fake, but it happens in real life. Definitely happens in real life.
DT, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
It's fake.
What's your outlook on it?
It's
It's
fake.
fake. It's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Because there's no
And
way.
why is that the first thing that hits you?
Because there's no way you go to the closing table and find out you got.
And you find out now.
You know what I'm saying?
So I knew what he was going with. That's why I said it could
there's
be
no way
fake.
you go all the way to the closing table and then they say, "Oh, unfortunately."
But is that the closing table though?
That's what I mean. That's
Is that
what
a lawyer? You know
that
what
was.
I'm saying?
That to me. That's what it was depicted for. Because in my opinion, based off the video, it's like he was under the assumption he about to sign some papers and own a property for him and his girlfriend. Right. So none of that legwork is done at the closing table. That legwork is done via email.
Yeah, no way your credit wasn't pulled. You know
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know, and an eviction, I mean, is not going to stop the closing of a property. Right. Just an eviction. Now, if there was a judgment, that's a whole different ballgame. But that's why initially I thought it was fake. Obviously, that takes some seasoning. But when you see it, it's interesting to see. But we could relate to it because I know we all know people who were affected by a gas and electric bill, who are all affected by a cable bill, a phone bill, you know what I'm saying, that was put under their name when they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years old. And now when they become adults and they're 18, 19, 20, trying to exercise or utilize their credit, it comes back to haunt them. And they have to have that real hard conversation with mommy or with daddy or with papi, I don't know, whatever you call them, no Diddy. And it's awkward because now you got to look at your mom or your pops or whoever in a way like, damn, you set me up for failure before I can even jump off a curb. Like when I was 3, I was doomed.
What's going on, world? It's the one and only Lance, 1/3 of H.G.R.G. You ain't got your membership yet? Go get you that. We hold your hand from A to Z. Our team is your team. I'm talking realtors. I'm talking financing. I'm talking property management. I'm talking about walkthroughs for your property, giving you the breakdowns, what the rents look like, how much it's going to cost, fixes, everything. We give you everything. Why don't you have yours? Go check us out right now at hgrg.club and get your membership now.
How do you expect me to get out this hole? Mind you, where we come from in our culture, we're already in the hole.
Yeah, we're already fighting away, but ourselves out.
Yeah, we already don't know. And then when you get a little bit woke or you get a little bit I know and you try to exercise that, that ace in the hole or whatever it is, right? And you get to that place where, I found this out. I can utilize my credit in this way, that way. But when you go to look for your credit is a negative 35,000. How does this work? Like, I'm 16 years old. How is it negative anything? It should be just zero. I should be establishing credit, not working myself out of a hole. There's no way I owe gas and electric $1 when I'm 16, and you telling me this happened when I was 2?
We could
I
talk
owe you a
about.
gas and electric bill when I was 2. I couldn't even spell gas. I couldn't even say gas at 2. Like, what are we doing? So,
But you had gas. So
but you had gas,
I don't want to be clear.
and had it
Yeah.
been, so kind of like, devil's advocate, though I know the video was just, I think clickbaity, but in reality, like, if you think like about the surroundings that I know, we all come from, when a mom, single mom, back against the wall, lights got shut off because they got a $400 bill that they can't pay, right? Groceries due, Christmas, birthday, school shopping, rent due, boom, boom, and you got to choose between, let me pay this $400 bill that I don't got, or I could push that $400 bill back and just turn it on in Danny name, and I'll be good, for a month or two because I don't have a debt, and I don't got to worry about that. And then when I get a chance, I'll get back to it. But then, of course, I can't get back to it because I'm still, when you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, it's hard to go look for Lance and pay him too.
This
That
is
was my first initial.
that's where it stops at though. Because when you say I'll go back to get where I left off at, you're already in the hole because you still got to pay this bill too under somebody else's name. And if you were struggling to pay this bill under your name, you're struggling to pay this bill under your kid's name. So you're never gonna get back to your original. So that what happens is your kid gets messed up. And now you hold that down, and he has to hold it down because let's say he stays with the same electric company. They don't forget.
I don't know.
They don't forget. So when you could have put it in his name when he was 3, 20 years later, they're looking for that $500, bro.
Plus interest.
Plus interest, plus late fees.
What's your initial, Lance?
I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry. But here's the reality.
So when you hear this story, you think about hip hop.
I don't think about hip hop, but what I think about is that my name has been some bills. My mom, I love you. I love you. Do what you had to do to get by. You know what I'm saying? I respect it, and I'm still here. And you raised, a fine young man. So the reality is that my name was definitely in bills for sure. I was getting mail to the house. Con Edison. She says I don't have shares with Con Edison, but I might because my name is on it. So the reality is that she had to do what she had to do to get by. So even though that video may have been fake, it kind of brings back memories for me when it's like, say, listen, this is real.
Yeah.
This was my reality for real, right? And and I watched my mom sit and cry on the bed over shut off notices and everything, and put 40 here on this one and put 25 here on this one, the payment plan for that one, and don't answer the door when the landlord knocks. That was real life,
right,
for me.
Right.
Now, did my mom always try to make Christmas and birthdays work? Absolutely. Hats off to my mother. Hats off to my mother.
Right.
She would invite everybody we knew. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you bring his ass something. You know what I'm saying? Like she would do what she could, and I respected that. But I tell you what, it was a little bit of, take that check, that envelope that come from the bank, that little envelope that come from the bank, get your money, you know what I'm saying? Here, and she would write it out, 20 here, 40 here, not this week, you know what I'm saying? This one here, you know what I'm saying? So I watched it. So I get it. And it's hard when you grow up and you get older when it's your turn to try to excel, right? And try to move forward. And then you find out maybe information like that. I'm sure somebody has really gone through something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So it's tough to get that information, but it's also tough on the other side to tell your child to go, hey, listen, I did it to keep the lights on. I know there was no malice. There was no bad intention, when I did this. Matter of fact, I did it for you.
Right.
You know, even though it don't feel that way now or seem like this now, I definitely did it for you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and you got to understand that, man. I was just telling somebody the other day, you know, like I remember dropping the milk, you know, and I get my ass beat, right? My kids drop the milk, I pick it up, all right now, let's pick it up, boom, boom, boom. But I got my ass beat. And the reality is that it there's no more money to put milk in that cereal that's on top of the fridge.
Right.
That's it. Until them stamps come again, that's it.
Yeah.
So now what? So my ass was beat out of frustration.
Right.
It wasn't because I spilt the milk and she was
Yeah.
just mad because she was mad. She
Yeah.
was mad because we were poor.
Right.
So
You see what I'm saying?
for that statement alone, I would
That's
ask
that's
you.
heavy too. That's heavy.
No, I'm gonna ask you that question because
Yeah.
you come for it. Does it pass your mind, or let's I know you're in a good mind space now, good
Yeah.
financial space now.
Yeah.
But when you were growing up, you weren't.
Correct. Correct.
Did it pass your mind? Did it go through your mind to ever do the same thing that your mother did with your kid's name?
Nah.
Why?
Because I was never in that position. And I always want, you know, I was never in that.
Even if you were in that position, is that the conversation to your thought and go, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna put it under my kid's name. I will tell you off
If I be
me.
real, I've never done it. I mean, I've never had that thought. To answer your question, the short answer is no. I've never, but I've also never been put in a position right where I need to have that thought. You
Why
know,
not?
I because I gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I
So
want to figure it out.
one part of figuring it out is putting it on your kid's name because that's how they figured it out.
Yeah.
What do you attribute to no shots or no like, saying that this is better than that and this is worse than that, whatever. But what are your thoughts? Typically when we have these conversations, it's your mom or your grandmother putting it,
Yeah.
the kids' names, right? So what are our thoughts of maybe the mom, the grandmother, your mom, your grandmother, whoever, whatever applies out of that single family household, with the lack of a father or male figure, the provider in that space that either was able to step up to the plate and handle all the empty spaces and or just was absent, what I'm saying, the lack thereof, and or the person who was struggling and just tried to figure it out and they were only to fill 6 or 7 holes as opposed to the 13 or 14 that were needed, no diddy. But what are your thoughts on that? Like how do you view a lady, a grandmother, or even maybe a father that, robbed Peter to pay Paul to make it look good or as best as they could, but then had to sacrifice at that time my 2-year-old son's social security number to put on the lights in the house, with all the right intentions at the time. But then again, it comes back to haunt them. Like, is there like, do you grade that on a slate? You know what I mean? Like, do they get a pass? Is there like, some
Even
reverence
there's some
there?
kind of scale
Right,
for it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As opposed to being like cut and dry. No, you don't do that. That's not right. I don't care what your situation is. Like that red, that black or white type of opinion.
So the way I would look at it, I would go, oh, so you could buy a purse for yourself, but you had to have shit in my name. But I remember you growing up, you had everything. You know what I'm saying? You made sure you were good. You would go out. You know what I'm saying? You had the finer things, but somehow, some way, you forgot about the bills. I don't think that would deserve a pass,
Mm,
right? Where it's a selfish intent,
hmm
right? I don't think that deserves a pass at all.
hmm
You can't have the finer things and everything else around us is messed up. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Or it's cool because you're gonna put it in my name and you understand how to game the system and we good with it. And I gotta foot the bill when it's all said and done, when it's time.
20
It's
years
not
later.
right. 20 years later, right. So in that case, no. I think a single mom, 2 kids is working her hands to the bone with no help. And she is just looking for a way, and that woman feels like the world is on her shoulders,
Mhm.
right? because she's the only one that's providing day in and day out. I mean, I can give that a pass. You know what I'm saying? I give my mom a pass, even though somehow it was paid off or it was out of my name or whatever, because I never had to deal with like the back end of it
Like a
where
debt
like my
collection.
credit was messed up.
Right.
Yeah, no debt collection. You know, however she figured out how to maneuver it, she maneuvered it. But Gary, I know for a fact my name was on some bills.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? For sure. So you know, so yeah, there is a scale, and you know, and they take some kind of understanding, and it depends on how you grow as a man, because you know what, if you're messed up as well, and you're trying to find a way out, and mom's decisions from the past are holding you back, you may still feel a certain way, not be able to see the whole picture. It may not matter to you because now you're grown and you're trying to do your own thing, and even though she may have done it for the right reasons, didn't tell you or didn't allow you to address it,
Right.
you know, when it was time. So, you know, it's you're right. There's so many different type of circumstances in there that could change somebody's mindset or train of thought when it comes to their decision to accept it or not accept it from their parent.
For me, when you say there's a black and white, there's a couple things black and white that for me, if you're not paying bills because you have a habit, that's a black and white for me. I'm sorry. You chose that life.
Mhm.
You didn't chose the bills. Right. So there's some things that for me, black and white, I don't give no sympathy for.
Yeah, you have no sympathy for that. Yeah.
Correct. So, but for me to think about what our parents didn't have, meaning education.
Mhm.
They didn't know the knowledge how to get out of it.
Right.
So there's passes for that because I know for our culture today still don't have all the information and doesn't take the initiative to learn the information. So today, 2024.
I push back on that just a hair because
Absolutely.
the information is there. Right?
No.
So your parents, my parents,
I misspoke.
they didn't have
I misspoke.
access to the information.
Yeah, correct.
Right? Us right now today, there's no
excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
So I'm not
I
pushing
agree.
back. I'm not pushing back because you said something wrong. I'm pushing back because you left something out. Maybe you just didn't think that needed to be said, but I want that to be clear. Like there's a vast difference between, you know, my parents' generation and my generation. Right? The lack thereof and the abundance of whatever you want to do. Like the American dream is realer than it's ever been before. Right now. Like you can make a mistake and stumble on $1 million right now.
Agreed.
You can you can tell a story about the pictures on Lance and Jerry and Danny's walls and do it the right way and stumble upon taking your family out of being homeless. Like it's I'm not saying it's easy, but if you apply yourself, it's there.
There's a lot of opportunity.
I feel like our parents weren't exposed to that even being a reality. They had nobody in their side saying that if you put your mind to it, you could do it.
Right.
You know, and they were instilled to just go work 9 to 5 or 2 9 to 5s, bust your ass, make your money, rob Peter, pay Paul, make it look good. You got an apartment, your kids are good, they go to school with a fresh pair of clothes on September, and they figure it out through the rest of the year. That's the American dream. You know
that's what I was trying to give you. Was for them, their ceiling was a little bit low.
A lot of
I'm trying to be nice. Their ceiling was, I've just got to make sure they grow up.
Yeah.
Our ceiling is, I want them to be better. I want them to do better than us. I want to give them a head start. That's our ceiling. Right?
Do you think that's common?
For the next generation?
No.
For parents that care, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying is, do you think that's common amongst all classes? That's the best way I could say it.
No.
Right.
No, absolutely not. This is the reason why we continue to preach, because our culture is not there yet. Our culture is still fighting. I don't believe you. Our culture is still saying, show me first.
But yeah, they'll
They-
go spend, you know,
for
$700-800 on
for
something that
some
don't need.
Jordans and stuff like
Yeah,
that. The purses that he's talking, they'd rather have a Birkin and not have a Birkin working for them.
yeah, they would never get a Birkin. They would talk about it though.
Correct. Correct. You know what I
That's
mean?
why I always
So
tell. I would tell Jerry this a long time ago. You know, because when we're all trying to do this, listen, you're trying to talk about a circle, you need to pull up in a Lamborghini and then to listen. You pull up in a Lamborghini, you good. You solid. You solid. You solid.
that, but me showing you that I got a Lamborghini, right? And
Right.
you understanding the information, I can show you I got a Lamborghini, but you'll lose it if you ain't got the information.
Yeah, if you pull up in
If you don't have a solid foundation on how to get the Lamborghini, just because you got the Lamborghini doesn't mean you can keep it.
Yeah, but
And
what I'm
that's what we
saying,
teach.
but what I'm saying is that
They're not gonna listen unless we show it. I
it
get
is.
that. I
It
understand where
is.
you put it.
They
I'm
want the
just saying,
information from the person with the Lamborghini.
yeah. I'm good. But then
That's the difference.
and then you see that person get crucified on social media because he's false claiming.
Yep. That's why I always say I can't. If I can make you $5,000 a month, extra on top of your job, something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. We're not jumping. You're not jumping from zero to $300,000 a month with a lavish lifestyle, living in Miami with a yacht. It's just not. I'm confused, and I guess I'll forever be confused, right? Because yeah, we're not multimillionaires.
Speak for yourself.
But realistic. Okay, well, maybe on paper, right? But liquid, and maybe we're not multimillionaires, right? How about that one? So, the reality is this though, is that we all have properties, we all have real estate, we all met each. Well, this team was formed through a real estate companionship. That's how it happened.
Yep.
I didn't know DT. Jerry didn't know DT from the streets and nothing like that. We knew him because real estate brought us together.
Yeah.
This was not something all three of us decided because we were friends before this. That's
Not at
just
all.
not what it was. So how did we meet DT? Well, we bought some properties. Well, DT got some properties. Well, management company. Well, he knows the contractors. Well, you see what I'm saying? And that's how this was formed.
Yeah.
So the reality is that I'm not gonna. We don't need to show you a Lamborghini. Let's show you the connection that we have on screen. We've never been in the same room together all at once, still to this day, and we keep preaching that.
I think that's the first time we ever said it on the podcast.
Yeah, right.
Welcome, breaking news.
But I'll tell you this though. We are all in the same situation in real estate.
100%.
But when we talk about real life, we have all had the same conversation, same people, same circle around, same culture that was dragging us down and we had to escape from. We had to walk away from.
Yeah.
We all had that situation. And when we see a video like this, we're like, haha, I know a couple people going through that now.
Yeah.
Yep. If
I
DT
know
says fake,
Right.
we say, hold on.
Yeah, even if that video is fake.
That video is fake.
We
That
know
video is fake.
know that scenario to be very real.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Very real.
That's what I'm saying.
Very real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, guys.
Hold on, let me ask you a question though, Lance. Before
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
I want to catapult off that. Have you ever heard of a conversation of how you get out of that?
Hell no.
Not
Hell
ever.
no. That's great, DT. Hell no.
Let me tell you how. Let me tell you the worst story I've ever heard in a situation like that. Somebody goes, and this is a real situation, like real life. Somebody goes to buy a property. Come to find out when they do the bank approval, excuse me, they find out that their mother did that to them. They say that wasn't me, that was my mother. She made irresponsible decisions and whatever. So they were advised that the only way to get out of this is to take your mother to court.
That's a fact.
They take their mother to court. They win.
I don't know if I could do that, man.
They're
I'm about to say the same shit.
no, this is
I
real.
don't know about.
This is a true story. True story. I can't make this up. They win. The mother gets a judgment to garnish her wages. The mother's 70 something years old, right? So now the mother wages get garnished to pay back the debt that they ran up under their kid's name, right? With the garnishing of wages, it alleviates the kid's responsibility for the debt, but partially though, not completely. Okay.
Tell me more.
Because they couldn't pay off that debt completely right away, so they're not going to just write it off.
She's doing payments.
Right. So if he owes $100 and the mom can only pay $1 a month for the rest of her life,
it's 100 months, right?
Is still responsible for that $100 debt. And it goes down, 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 but it's not gone. And because of that $100 debt, it doesn't allow him to get approved for the amount that he wants to get approved for.
So it's almost like he co-signed it anyway.
Essentially. Now he's co-signing the debt, essentially, is basically what it boils down to.
But the thing is, you did all that and you're still looking to get a house.
That's the point. So you did all that. And now, you know, I'm sure your relationship with your mother is crazy. You still didn't get approved house, the number of the house you want. So he did get approved, but it was at a lower value because they alleviated a specific amount of the debt.
Then there was still a debt there.
But there's still a debt. And it hit his credit still. Because mind you, this judgment against his mother happened yesterday. And he's trying to get approved today. So it takes like a 90-day cycle to even affect your credit score, positive or negative.
Right.
But eventually he ended up getting approved for a lesser amount, bought a house. Listen to this. Bought a house.
You say he moved her in, bro.
Moves the mom in.
I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you.
That's an unfamiliar relationship.
Let me tell you what that looks like, Gary.
I don't know what.
Let me tell you what that is.
That dumb shit.
You know, but I can't. There's no way I can write a story or a rhyme to make that make sense.
I know. You're telling the truth. I'm just saying.
What I'll tell you is that is the apple that doesn't fall too far from the tree scenario. Right?
Really?
That is the recidivism in the intentional purpose to not break the generational curse. You intentionally, as the mom, right, did what you did. As the kid, you intentionally took your mom to court. So you guys both had intentions on everything you've done. And then when full circle, you're right back where you started.
That's just weird to me, bro. I just
Mom, don't worry about it. I'm never taking you to court. I ain't got no.
Don't be that. Don't be that.
Don't be that.
If you got to take a loss, or she got to take a loss, or we got to take a loss, break the curse. Break the curse. Somebody has to, grab the bull by the horn and take responsibilities and make a decision that's going to put both of you people, your mom, your dad, whoever it is, both of you and whoever is the second party or third or fourth, and elevate you guys to a level that you weren't at before, right? Like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is what? Insanity. Don't be that. Don't do that. But in our culture, unfortunately,
that's what we do.
It's not. They don't think about the long game. And when I say they, I mean we. I mean us. Think about like tomorrow. Don't think about here and now. But that's what our culture does.
That's the whole point of it. When you said now the information is there, you're just being lazy. The conversation is when your mother was going through it. She didn't have the information. All she was looking at is face value.
Yeah.
I gotta get it now for my kids to live a better life right now.
Yeah.
You have the information to make the right choice.
Yeah.
You guys just don't take it. You're lazy. Don't worry about it. I could do the same. I could do this as well. If you take your time to indulge in information, bro, it could be life changing. We don't have to end up like them. We don't. We don't have to end up like DT's story. We don't have to end up like that. It's the change. You got to be the one. If that's the case, you the one.
Right.
Well, listen, we're here for you guys, man. You know, like we said earlier, subscribe, like, share. Make sure you check us out on all social medias, H.G.R.G_club. Like I said, on all social medias. And then we also got the website, H.G.R.G.club. You want a free consultation? We're here for you. You get to speak to all of us. You know, at least 2 out of 3. You know, sometimes I'll be out and about. But but the reality is we're here for you guys. Just make sure you check in, make sure you share. You know, people need to hear this information. I think this is important. I think that this video that we just brought in stemmed to a deeper conversation, right? And then great points, great jewels, like DT just said. Anybody ever talk about how to combat that, or what's next after that? Nobody talks about that, right? They like the drama of the video and what Mama did and everything like that. But how do we overcome it? You know, that's the key. How do we overcome it? Everybody wants, I want to be a real estate investor. Well, how do we start? You know, how do we overcome this? I got a bad credit score. How do we overcome it? I only got $10,000. I think you need $150,000. Well, how do you overcome it? You know, I can't afford anything in my back. Well, how do you overcome it? We all dealt with the same thing at some point. At some point, you know, and not when we were young, when we were older too. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Right. But we've been there. We overcome things. We figure it out. And the reality is you can do the same. It's not as far as you think. So make sure you guys keep tuning in. Check out H.G.R.G. Make sure you guys share, like, subscribe once again, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Oh.
What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.